Welcome to your Past Week in Politics. I'm Joe Matz. Last week, just after we recorded Past Week in Politics, a news alert went out that Special Counsel Robert Mueller had concluded his report and had submitted it to William Barr, the U.S. Attorney General. Over the weekend, Barr submitted a 4-page summary of what we now know was a 300-page report to Congress. This summary said that the report concluded that President Trump had not colluded with Russia to undermine the 2016 elections. It also said that the special counsel had not decided whether or not Trump had obstructed justice during the course of the investigation. The Attorney General and Deputy Attorney General said that the report did not have sufficient evidence to charge Trump with obstruction of justice. The long-awaited Mueller report has still not been released in its entirety by the Attorney General, despite many prominent Democratic lawmakers saying that the American people deserve to see it.
The American people deserve to see the documentation. What did they do? Who did they approach? What happened? The American people simply want the truth. Each American, if he chooses or she chooses, can read the report for themselves and draw their own conclusions. Whether or not you're a supporter of President Trump or not, whatever you feel, there is no good reason not to make the report public.
Now, I have always said that the question of whether this amounts to proof of conspiracy was another matter. Whether the special counsel could prove beyond a reasonable doubt the proof of that crime would be up to the special counsel, and I would accept his decision, and I do. He's a good and honorable man, and he is a good prosecutor. But I do not think that conduct, criminal or not, is okay. And the day we do think that's okay is the day we will look back and say that is the day America lost its way. I don't think it's okay that he advocated a new and more favorable policy towards the Russians, even as he was seeking the Russians' help, the Kremlin's help to make money. I don't think it's okay that his attorney lied to our committee. There's a different word for that than collusion, and it's called compromise.
Meanwhile, Trump has been on the campaign trail for 2020. After the summary, he started saying he was exonerated and called the investigation a hoax. Other Republicans have supported Barr's summary.
The Democrats have to now decide whether they will continue defrauding the public with ridiculous bullshit. And after 3 years of lies and smears and slander, the Russia hoax is finally dead. The collusion delusion is over.
Components of the Democratic Party and their media allies have spent literally years spinning intricate theories about this presidency and trying to sell the American people on their wild claims. It's as if many of our Democratic colleagues are still just unable to process the simple fact, yes, the American people elected this Republican president over his Democratic opponent.
The full report may not be released for a while as the Attorney General and his team work with the special counsel to determine what information can become public knowledge. Grand jury information and information regarding other ongoing investigations would be redacted in the final version if it is presented to Congress. The redaction of the 300-page report could take more than a month.
Researchers at Ohio State University, Paul Beck and Eric Nisbet, have researched how Russian interference could have affected the 2016 presidential election. In their research, they presented a survey that included fake news questions to a sample of 1,600 registered voters. They then compared the presidential election results of 2012 and 2016 and discovered that due to the spread of fake news, out of all those voted for President Obama in 2012, only 77% voted for Hillary Clinton in 2016. When I spoke with Paul Beck, he also said their research found that minority neighborhoods were specifically targeted with anti-Hillary campaigns. Russia has always been associated with using different disinformation tactics to influence American opinion, such as fake news and social media. Robert Mueller's investigation resulted in the indictments of 26 Russian nationals and 3 Russian companies for their role in these disinformation campaigns. Thanks for watching, and we will see you here this time next week.